Oh, hi there. Welcome back to Plumbush Farm. I'm Gabe. Today I'm out in my pasture and we have a beautiful pasture this year because we've got so much better rainfall than we had a year ago. Now, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be moving my pasture fence because these goats are over here on the side of the pasture that is warm season grass. And the warm season grass is just starting to take off and grow. So the goats are just sitting on this, eating it down as it grows. And I'd like these warm season grasses, these blue stems, Indian grass, to be able to get a little bit more growth on them before the goats keep eating them. So over here on the other side of the pasture where I'm walking right now, we've got our cool season grasses. These are going to be brome and orchard grass. And this stuff is mature. The goats really need to be eating this. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fence it off right down that line, and I'm going to force the goats to stay on the cool season side where we've got all this mature grass. Out here on the warm season side, we've got all this trefoil blooming. Trefoil is a legume that puts nitrogen back in the soil. And then you can see in between, we have these warm season grasses poking through and coming up. And you can see they've been eaten off because the goats are going after them. In fact, right out here is where the goats are. We're going to have to get them moved back in so that we can get to moving this pasture fence. This is Pineapple. She's a first freshener. She's doing really well this year. Behind her we have Essie. Now milking time was not very long ago, so their udders are not full at all right now. Over here we have Ginger. She got the top score in linear appraisal just about a little bit less than a week ago. And this is Cassie, another first freshener. Fancy here is one of our top first fresheners. This is Kona, one of my favorites, but unfortunately she didn't score as well as I would have liked. So I'm just going to move in behind them and kind of get these goats heading back in a little bit away from the fence so we can start working at moving it. Alright, that's as far as I need them to go because we're going to go from this corner post right over to where the warm season starts. One of the first things that we have to do in this process is to mow the grass so that our electric fence will be able to stay hot. And it takes a lot of us to do that. We use a 3-strand fence, and that bottom strand has to be pretty low to keep these baby goats in. So that's why we got to mow it down pretty nice and short before we begin. I hope he moves, don't you? Bounce, another bounce. Swing it out over the pasture there, Karen. Now just hold it still, looking at the pasture. Kind of rough out here, but we've got some really nice brome and orchard grass for those goats to eat. Now this is the hardest part. Fortunately, I only have to put in one of these posts because this is the only corner we're making. And I always tip my post a little bit into where the fence is going to be so it kind of pre-stretches it. So the first thing we got to do here is take the wires off of these step-in posts, and then we'll pull the posts out and we'll put them over in a different location. There we go, just like that. We use these little step-in posts. They work great for us. And it's great for these guys to come and help me do this. I may or may not have bribed them with swimming this afternoon. I usually count off about 20 steps between these posts. You can go quite a ways when you're using poly wire. like that. I told him to count off 25 steps because his steps aren't near as big as mine. All right, we got those wires where they belong, and now we just need to snug everything back up. So that's what I'm gonna work at from the end over here where I've got them all tied off. Okay, the white one's the first one we're going to work on. And we'll just keep tightening it up. Thanks to the good help of my 4 children who were here working, we've got these wires back stretched tight. And now we've got these goats on this nice brome pasture where there is a lot of forage out here for them to work at. Okay, well, why don't we go ask Mom if we can all go swimming now? Shall we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for swinging in for a short visit today. We appreciate you coming by. If you enjoy this kind of content, feel free to like, subscribe, share. All that goes a long ways toward helping us out. I hope wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you're as comfortable as that goat and her kids.